Crystal. I thought I'd go through a few books I'd got from the library a couple of days ago. I took my last 8 books back and had to wait in a queue, not feeling very well, while one woman was incessantly talking to the assistant. And when you're not well, it's hard to stand with a handful of books that are heavy. But I expect that's the way I get treated everywhere I go, and a lot of other people do, and I'm not complaining. I've got to go to Mid Kent College on Monday, and I'm looking forward to the learning course, but in the meantime I've got some books out to read, and one book I got was Stephen King's Carrie. He's a wonderful author. I like his horror books. I've watched Carrie many times. Carrie may be picked on by her classmates, but she has a gift. She can move things with her mind. Doors lock, candles fall. This is her power and her problem. I've got The Underworld by Meg Cabot. Pierce isn't dead, not yet, but John Hayden, Lord of the Underworld, has taken her to the place where the spirits of the deceased gather. He says it's for her safety, to protect her from the vengeful furies, but could he have other reasons for keeping her close? Pierce might be safe in the underworld, but she soon learns that the people she loves back on Earth are not. Can she convince John to release her in order to save her family, or will the price he asks her to pay be too high? I've got a book on London because I want to go and visit Princess Diana's memorial fountain. I'd like to see another few places, but my health has not been that good. For some reason my teeth are breaking, which is a sign of stress and ill health, brought on mainly by the job centre forcing me to work when I said I didn't feel well enough. I am doing as I am told. I am not lazy, but I know what my body can and can't take, but hopefully I will get to see a few sights in London before I have no teeth left. I've got this autobiography on Jim Carrey. He's one of my favourite comedians. I liked him in The Mask. I liked him in Mr. Popper's Penguins, which I watched with my mum and dad yesterday, and unfortunately on coming home a piece of my tooth broke off, which sounds hilarious, but not when you're suffering immense pain and can't get an appointment unless you've got £70, and I'm afraid on job seekers allowance I only get 72, and 33 of that comes out of water rates. So I've got this to read, Jim Carrey's autobiography, and there's something about me, myself and Irene. I like that one, and he is an amazing comedian. He pulls funny faces and he is great. I've got Philip Hunter's To Die For, A Broken City. Joe was a soldier in the British Army, now he's part of the underworld in London's East End. I've got Tampa. Celeste Price is an 8th grade English teacher in suburban Tampa. She is attractive. Basically she has an obsession with 14-year-old boys, and it goes on. It's an interesting book. It's also controversial and not something that one easily can comprehend, but I do like going into Chatham Library. One book I got out was absolutely more like a pornographic novel than a story about someone's abuse, but there we go. I've got 1,401 Facts to Knock You Sideways. So I read a couple of facts. Sleeping on your stomach is the most likely position to produce erotic dreams. Duck-billed platypuses do not have stomachs. Blind people are 4 times more likely to have nightmares than sighted people. 1/4 of American couples sleep in separate beds. Olympic swimmers routinely pee in the pool. In wine tasting, a cat pee aroma is a compliment. Tomcat urine smells like cheddar cheese. And cheese is the most shoplifted food in the UK. And lastly, I've got this book on Ruth Ellis, A Fine Day for a Hanging, the last woman hanged. In 1955, former nightclub manageress Ruth Ellis shot dead her lover David Blakely following a trial that lasted less than 2 days. She was found guilty and sentenced to death. She became the last woman to be hanged in Britain. And that's my reading for a few weeks.